Amazon is the name of the world's largest rainforest, which is located in northern South America, and most of it is located in Brazil and Peru. More than half of all remaining rainforests in the world are in the Amazon. The area of the Amazon forest is 5.5 million square kilometers, which is divided between 9 countries. This forest area, which consists entirely of broad-leaved trees and the Amazon River passes through it, includes parts of the countries of Brazil, 60%, Peru, 13%, Colombia, 9%, Venezuela, 5%, Bolivia, 5%, includes Guyana, 3%, Suriname, 2%, Ecuador, 1.5%, and French Guiana, 1.5%. The Amazon jungle is a candidate for inclusion in the list of the new 7 wonders. Most of the area of the Amazon forests is located in the watershed of the Amazon River and its 1,100 branches. This watershed was formed between 200 and 500 million years ago during the Paleozoic era. The importance of the Amazon forest is in the biodiversity of its plant and animal species, as well as in the important role of this forest in absorbing carbon dioxide gas from the air and producing oxygen instead. The Amazon forest produces nearly half of the oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere. The Amazon rainforest is considered the world's greatest national heritage, and some call it the lungs of the planet. In the last half-century, the Amazon rainforest has shrunk by almost 20%. With the destruction of forests, in the long term, with the disturbance of the carbon stability in the Earth's atmosphere, the rainfall patterns around the world will also change, and agriculture will face a crisis. The Amazon rainforest has hot air with high humidity in all seasons of the year. The average temperature in the center of the Amazon is about 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The westernmost part of this region is about 25 degrees Celsius, 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Heavy rain falls almost every day across the Amazon. The largest city in the Amazon region, located in the northeast of Brazil, is the city of Manaus. The city of Manaus has been one of the host cities of the World Cup. The climate of all regions of the Amazon is hot and humid. The Amazon River originates from the high mountain range of the Andes of South America and goes to the east and the Atlantic Ocean by passing through a very winding path and passing through many countries. Since the mouth of this river is very wide, it is navigable in some places. The warm water and the stagnant ratio of this river have made it a suitable place for the life of some very strange animals on the planet. For example, the pink dolphin, which is called boto in the local language, is one of the rarest dolphins in the world that lives in the waters of the vast Amazon River. According to scientists, the Amazon River has been flowing for nearly 11 million years. The name of the Amazon River, and from it, the name of the Amazon forest, was given to this river by the Spanish explorer, Francisco de Orellana. At that time, he met female warriors from the Tapoyas tribe, and they reminded him of a tribe of warrior women called Amazons, who are mentioned in Greek mythology and chronicles. The Amazons were perhaps originally a group of Scythian Persians of Central Asia, among whom women fought alongside men. It is possible that the origin of the word Amazon comes from a non-Indo-European language, and it is also possible that it is an Iranian compound word, Hamazon, meaning to fight together, fight together. Although in sources such as Oxford, the origin of this word is unknown, and it is also possible that it is Greek for no breast, referring to warrior women called Amazons who cut off their right breast to be able to work better with bow and arrow. Today, more than 24 million people live in the Brazilian part of the Amazon forest, including hundreds of thousands of indigenous people who belong to 180 different tribes. Genetic and anthropological evidence shows that the indigenous people of Amazon are Indians whose roots, like other American Indians, go back to immigrants who started moving from Siberia between 13,000 and 17,000 years ago. These immigrants crossed this strait and reached North America at the end of the last ice age, when the Bering Strait still connected the Asian continent to the American continent in the form of a frozen bridge. The descendants of these immigrants entered the Amazon region from the northwest of the Amazon. Archaeological evidence from the excavations of the caverna d'Aptre Pintada suggests that humans first inhabited the Amazon at least 11,200 years ago. The Amazon forests are home to more than 180 indigenous tribes. In the depths of these forests, there are still tribes of natives who have not had contact with the modern world and urban people. From time to time, news of the discovery of one of the unknown Amazon tribes is heard in the world media. Of course, nearly 20 million people live in the hearts of various tribes around, who are closer to today's humans. To preserve the culture and authenticity of these natives, each of whom probably has a unique language and rituals, the Brazilian government has protected large parts of the Amazon forest. Half of the population of the Amazon jungle tribes have died over the years due to disease, starvation, and war. Every year in the months of June and August, the tribes based in the Amazon forest and the surrounding cities hold a festival called Corp. In this celebration, which is actually held to commemorate their departed, each tribe displays its dances, local foods and rituals. Strangers can enter this festival to watch only with the permission of the chiefs of the tribes. More than 9% of the population of the Amazon forests consists of indigenous people, 60 tribes of which are generally isolated and unaware of civilization. In a last-ditch effort, Brazil's Supreme Court judges have voted to preserve an exclusive Indian territory in the northern state of Roraima as a single, unified territory. This exclusive area called Rapor Serra do Sol, with an area of more than 1,700,000 hectares next to the Venezuelan border, is home to nearly 20,000 Indians of the Amazon region. The first European who managed to cross the entire length of the Amazon River by boat was Francisco da Orellana, who did it in 1542. There were settlements on the banks of this river at that time, whose inhabitants later died due to European diseases such as smallpox. In one of the researches that was done to learn more about these natives, a prominent expert who specialized in the Amazonian tribes was killed by the natives' arrows and bows during one of these researches. 56-year-old Lungley Francisquito was killed in the middle of a research by an arrow that was released from the bow of one of these native tribes and lodged in his chest. Amazon has the highest biodiversity in the world. The number of trees in this forest is estimated at 390 billion, which includes 16,000 tree species. Nearly 2.5 million species of insects and tens of thousands of plant species live in the Amazon forests. The number of species of birds and mammals in the Amazon is close to 2,000 species. So far, at least 40,000 plant species, 2,200 fish species, 1,294 bird species, 427 mammal species, 428 amphibian species, and 378 reptile species have been scientifically studied and classified in the Amazon region. 1/5 of all the world's bird species live in the Amazon forests, and 1/5 of the world's fish species live in the rivers and flowing waters of the Amazon. A number of species in the Amazon are dangerous for humans and other animals, including black caiman, jaguar, mountain lion and anaconda. In rivers, electric eels can also cause death, and predatory fish called piranhas also bite and severely injure the human body. The poisonous frog is also one of the dangerous poisonous creatures of these areas, and the vampire bat that lives in the Amazon rainforest is one of the carriers of rabies. Trees that are in danger of extinction are species such as Brazil nut and palm, whose lives depend on their fruits, seeds, medicinal properties and medicinal properties. These trees play an important role in soil stability and climate regulation. The Brazilian part of the Amazon has lost more than 18% of its forests in the last 40 years, until 2016, which covers an area equal to the area of California. Cutting down trees for wood, expansion of soy plantations and creation of animal husbandry have caused these deforestations. The Amazon forests play a big role in purifying the Earth's air, and that is why the Brazilian government committed in 2009 to stop deforestation in this country. Brazilians have pledged to reduce deforestation in their country by 80% by 2020, compared to the average rate between 1996 and 2005. Despite declarations by Brazilian government officials that they are taking action to preserve the Amazon, an average of 19,400 square kilometers of that forest is destroyed each year for such uses. According to the research results of British Meteorological Department researchers, in a conservative view, an average temperature increase of 2 degrees Celsius above the average temperature in the pre-industrial era will cause the destruction of 40% of the Amazon forest cover by the end of this century. In this conservative scenario, an average temperature increase of 3 degrees will cause the destruction of 75% of the forest cover in the Amazon region. But the Amazon forest, which is known as the breathing lung of the planet, is not only threatened by the increase in temperature, but also the cutting of trees and the deliberate destruction of the forest for cattle ranching and agriculture have added to the problems. Environmentalists see the lifting of the ban on the sale of genetically modified crops in Brazil as a serious threat to the Amazon rainforest. In the new law, the supply and cultivation of genetically modified crops, especially soy, has been approved for export. Biotechnology companies and large farmers are the winners of this new law. Although this action as well as the legalization of research on human embryonic stem cells is a move towards a new Brazil from the point of view of the Brazilian people, but environmentalists say rainforests and small farmers are the losers. Environmentalists worry that genetically modified crops will destroy native species, disrupt the food chain, and allow these crops to enter new areas such as cleared Amazon forests. Destruction of the world's largest rainforest reached its highest level for the second time in the last 2 years. Last year, a part of the Amazon forest with an area of 23,000 square kilometers was destroyed. Environmentalists say ranchers and loggers are destroying rainforest trees and tropical grasslands, and farmers are turning deforested land into farmland. On the other hand, the freeway that is stretched in South America and passes through the Amazon forests, also plays an important role in the destruction of these forests. On the other hand, a court in Brazil has approved the construction of the world's third largest dam on the Sing River in the heart of the Amazon rainforest. In 2015, it was announced that Brazil and Peru had initially agreed to China's proposal to build a railway in the Amazon. If built, the length of this railway will reach more than 5,000 kilometers and will connect Rio de Janeiro, Brazil's second largest city on the Atlantic Ocean, to a port in Peru on the Pacific Ocean. The development of this railway line will reduce the cost of exporting raw materials and agricultural products to China. But opponents of the plan say construction for the railway could damage the virgin Amazon rainforest. Both in 2005 and 2010, the Amazon forests experienced a severe drought that resulted in massive plant destruction in various regions. A new study shows that if the average global temperature increases by 3 degrees, nearly 75% of the Amazon forest will be destroyed. In November 2020, the Brazilian Space Agency announced that aerial images show that since Jair Bolsonaro took office as the country's president, the process of deforestation in the Amazon has accelerated, reaching the highest level in 2020 alone with an increase of nearly 10%. It has been 12 years. A 325-meter-high mast, which is taller than the Eiffel Tower, is built in the heart of the Amazon forest and among its thick trees. This rig was built to observe chemical changes in line with global climate change research. The Amazon forest produces half of the oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere and has a tremendous impact on it. The tower mainly tracks greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, dinitrogen monoxide and ozone that heat the atmosphere. All the data collected by this tower, which is supposed to operate for 30 years, will be recorded in the form of patterns to enable the prediction of climate change and influence the government's decisions about the environment. Brazil is involved in Amazonian research and the German Max Planck Institute. These studies have shown that the emission of carbon dioxide from parts of the Amazon, which makes up a fifth of these forests, is more than the absorption of this gas in these areas. This finding is the product of a 10-year research on greenhouse gases in the Amazon basin and apparently shows that nearly 20% of these forests have become a source of carbon dioxide production in the atmosphere. One of the main reasons for this phenomenon is deforestation. In recent years, millions of trees in the Amazon have been lost due to logging and fires. In the 1980s and 1990s, the Amazon was an important carbon sink, absorbing perhaps 2 billion tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere annually. In 2020, this amount has probably decreased to absorb 1 to 1.2 billion tons of carbon dioxide per year. This number does not include the amount of carbon dioxide that goes into the air through cutting down forests and fires. Every year, a stream of dust from the Great African Sahara travels across the Atlantic Ocean from east to west and reaches the Amazon rainforest. This dust brings phosphorus to Amazonian soils that have lost their phosphorus due to heavy rains and floods. Researchers have shown that for 7 years, an average of 28,000 tons of soil has been transferred to the Amazon forest region in South America. This soil has 22,000 tons of phosphorus, which is a vital food factor in plant growth and the main ingredient of commercial fertilizers. Using satellites, scientists have been able to track desert dust and its passage through the Atlantic Ocean,